Hello everyone and welcome to APN Lifestyles. So yes, this video was taken some time ago. The date is March 13th, 2020 right now. And if it looks like I'm soaked, I am. It is raining out right now, like severely raining. So obviously this is taking, I don't know how long it will be before this will be up on the channel. The channel is still in the works of being a channel at the time of me recording this, but I couldn't wait to record this because, you know, it's basically what the channel's all about. So, for those of you that aren't aware, I am on my way right now, currently after work. It is 4 o'clock in the afternoon here in Maine, and I am on my way to pick up my kids. So, for those of you that weren't aware, this used to be the CCN Outdoors channel back on the old channel days, and I named it CCN Outdoors because it was named after my CCN gaming channel. It is now just a lifestyle channel. Go check out American Pride Network if you're checking out this first. That is the main channel, the gaming channel. This is going to be more vlog style, more outdoor activities. I say it like that, but more outdoor stuff like fishing, certain things like that, more vlog style like this is. And today is something actually pretty cool because it's about fish tanks, kind of like a vlog here in the beginning, and then we'll be cutting to the fish tank setup that I have been working on. That's one of my big hobbies along with music. So yeah, and gaming as well on the other channel. So yes, we're going to be setting up a fish tank today, picking up my kids, then we're going to head back to the house. I had some fish that were mailed, and supposedly I got some other stuff too, like accessories for the tank. I'm not sure if they came yet by the order, or they didn't show up, but I ordered them both on the same day, and they were both supposed to be next day shipping, so we'll see. The fish had to be next day shipping because, or else they would die in shipping. So yeah, we're gonna check those fish out. My son will probably be in the vlog too. Obviously I'm talking like it's going to happen because it's already recorded right now when you're watching this, but it hasn't actually happened yet. So getting the time frame down is going to be a big thing for me in these vlogs. But yes, this is actually a vlog that was taken before the channel even existed, pretty much. But I knew what I wanted to do with it. I just really wanted to do the trailer that is hopefully already up on the channel. Once again, it hasn't happened yet, so plans might change between now when I do it and you seeing this video. So I'm hoping I got really cool trailer idea planned. Obviously this is talking after you had already seen it, so hopefully I've done that. Hopefully it came out good. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And but I couldn't not do this video because it's a big video for the channel. I feel the fish tanks is one of my big hobbies, one that I'm actually just starting to get back into. I haven't had one set up in probably a year now, which doesn't seem like a long time, but even before that, it was for a long time that I hadn't had a tank other than that one. So I took it down because just with kids and everything, I didn't really have a lot of time to maintain it like I wanted to, and I just realized that I can't. It's hard to be without the fish once you had it for a hobby. And I really enjoy like the build of it. Like I enjoy getting a build in my head on what I want to do and actually doing that. So without further ado, we're going to cut to the actual fish tank setup that I will be doing tonight on the video. So hopefully you guys enjoy this video. If you do, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell to stay up to date on all the newest content. And yeah, we'll see where the rest of the night takes us. Alright, so I got both of my kids picked up. You might hear him in the background. Maybe even her, but she's pretty quiet right now. We're not on the main road right now, so I don't want to record while I'm driving on the main road, especially with them. When I am on just myself, it's one thing. But so we're on our way back to the house. Hopefully these fish, everything are all right. My wife has them right now, so you never know. So hopefully everything goes good, and we're gonna get back and check out the tank and get to acclimating our fish and getting them in the tank. All right, so let's skip to my house. All right, so welcome back. Here's my kid. we got our fish. They're in there acclimating. I think that's how you say acclimating, maybe. Maybe acclimating is the right word. But we got them all in there. I will go over what they are in a second. First of all, I want to talk about this right here. This is where we got our fish, Live Aquaria. They're based out of California. I'm in Maine, so they travel quite a distance. And they came with these little heat packs here. They're still warm. They were plenty warm enough when I opened them up. So that's a really good sign to have stuff being shipped like that. So yeah, we're finally home. We're finally gonna get to work on these. Hopefully this records fine. So I got home, got comfortable. These are the fish up here. Now, to acclimate these the right way, we really have to let them sit in here for 15 minutes. They've been in there for probably over that now. And I want to get them out of the bag and into the tank as soon as we can because they've been in the bag all day. But I want to make sure that we acclimate them correctly too. So what they recommend is for you to take the bags, put them in there for 15 minutes, and then cut the tops off and kind of roll them down. I'm not sure how that's going to work because I'm afraid that the bag's going to go into the tank, and I really don't want to mix their water with mine because right now my water is like perfect. Also, before we go any further, as you can see, we're working with a sand bottom. We'll go over the details of the tank. Sand bottom, we got a heater in the back. We have a really big filter here. No bubbler because I wanted to keep it as natural as possible, and a bubbler really isn't natural to me. But the first time for me trying sand, I've done a lot of research on it. I really like the looks of sand, and we'll go over another reason in a bit as to what I have for an actual fish that's going to be in the tank as to why I really wanted sand as well. There was supposed to be a nice, what do they call it? I don't want to mess this up because I almost said Mandalorian, but it's not. It's a, crap, I can't even think of the real name. I could look at it. Anyway, I think it's Malaysian driftwood that I had. A nice, big, large centerpiece that we were going to put in here that was actual real driftwood. And I had another medium piece that I was hoping to get in here as well and kind of prop it up and make the tank, look really cool. That order didn't come. I contacted them. I said, well, I received the fish, but I didn't receive the wood that I was supposed to get to put them in, to set up the tank right. Which isn't a huge deal because they don't need the centerpiece in there. It would be nice for some of the fish that I have to be able to have a place to hide. And I have a couple of crappy ornaments over here, something like this. As long as I nestled it down in the sand fine. They could use that for a while, but until that comes. So I think that's probably what we're going to have to do because I really want these guys to have a place to hide. Yeah, so that's the tank that we're working with. I really love the sand. It took me a while. I didn't buy actual sand for aquarium sand because it's like $80 to get the equivalent of sand in here. This is a 30-gallon tank. I might be overpricing it a little bit because most of what I found for those prices were like 55 gallons or plus. But you're going to be paying a lot of money for aquarium sand. So I got a bag of play sand and a 5-gallon bucket, and I got all the fine powdery sand out. The fish are in here right now, or else I'd be able to show you. You can literally run your finger, and it plumes up for a second and drops. So no cloudiness whatsoever. What little bit was left, the filter took care of. Excuse me. So yeah, that's what we're working with right now. Really wished we had the centerpiece that I wanted. I really was hoping everything would come, could set it up, put them all in there, and they'd have a good home right off the bat. But didn't happen, so this is what we got to work with, and we're going to get started. So we're going to take these one at a time. I'm going to try to cut the bag. Now, I'm going to have to do this differently because the tank is like really full with all these bags in here, like almost overflowing full. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to take all but 2 bags out and leave one acclimating. Take the rest of them out and put them in the box for a second, just while I handle the other ones, and kind of do 2 at a time. And we'll put them in here for a bit, acclimate them again before I put them into the tank. And we're gonna have to net each one. I got, what'd I do with it? I got my little measuring fish tank cup. It's just an old measuring cup. It's clean, nothing, chemically in it. to use just specifically for the fish tank. And I got this. So worst case scenario, what we can do is we can empty the bag into here and put our water from the tank into here to acclimate them. So basically what you're supposed to do is, they say roll up the bag after you cut it, leave it floating in the tank, and put a half a cup of the tank water into the bag. So it acclimates them a little bit at a time, and once it gets to a point where you have to dump it out, dump half of the bag out and then put another half a cup in. And then when it gets once again too full, or when it gets to the point where you got to dump it out again, dump it out. Net the fish out and then put them in the tank. So you only got to do it like twice. Put half a cup of aquarium water in to acclimate them officially. So we're going to get started on the first one, trying to acclimate them. We're going to try the bag, see if it works. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to work or not. But we're going to try it anyway. And I'll see if I can prop the camera up so you guys can see. All right, so here we go. We're in comfy home clothes now. Well, kind of. You can't see my sweatpants. They're too far down. But I had to get comfortable once I got home. My kid Harmon's over there playing, so you might hear him in the background. Oh well. This is one of their family vlogs. So I think let's start with, let's start with these guys. These guys have been in here the longest because I put this bag in here first, even though they all went pretty close together. So we're gonna try to cut the top of this bag off. I gotta grab me a pair of scissors. All right, so we're gonna try to do this their method with taking the bag, cutting the top off and rolling it. See if we can get it to work that way. I don't have much hope in it. And you know, I might try this first because I have a pair of pliers here. And if you look here, there's a metal band. I might be able to get the metal band off so we can actually use the full size of the bag, which would be nice. I just don't think I'm gonna be able to. Not without compromising the bag above it anyway. So it looks like we're gonna have to cut these off. So we're gonna take and start cutting these one at a time. There, all right. So the top's completely cut off. So they say to take your bag and to roll it kind of like this. And if you rolled it like this, it should float in the tank. I don't have much hope in this. Let's try it. I mean, it does. It's just very tippy. But I think it might actually work. There's another thing I'm nervous about is that tub's fairly big. So I don't want to put this fish in there if I don't have to because it's going to, not enough water really. So we're going to take these couple of one out on the end. So we need a half a cup of aquarium water. By the way, I'll talk to you about the chemical setup in the tank right now. So the good thing is my tap water, because I have a well, and my water straight out of the well is fish tank safe. And what I mean by that is it's got a little bit of hardness to it, but pretty much, I'm being really picky about this. So half a cup's going in this one bag, and that's how they say to acclimate it. So let that sit. I think they said for 15 minutes, and maybe they said 5. I don't know, I'll have to look at the details in a second, but so basically right out of the well, this water is completely fish tank safe. I use this stuff right here. It's called Night Out 2. Now, I am in no way, shape, or form a professional or expert about this. I can only speak on my experiences. And at one point I had 5 tanks set up all at once, and I always use this same stuff. I used to have problems with ammonia and tank cycling. And some might say, you know, adding this many fish and it cycles, you're gonna have a lot of problems. I don't, because I use this. Night Out 2 keeps the tank from cycling and keeps your tank at the safe settings that I have. So right out of the well, I can add water. It's all safe. The ammonia, the nitrite, the nitrates, alkalinity, everything is perfect right out of my well. So if I can stop the cycle from happening, they're perfect. So that's why I can add so many fish. Now, like I said, I'm not an expert. I can just go on my experiences, and that's been my experience. I've never had bad luck with that. Never had an ammonia spike ever since I started using that. And to be fair, this is rapid ammonia and nitrite reduction, decreases ammonia and nitrite toxicity. So 15 milliliters of this in a tank on new startup, you will never have an ammonia or nitrite problem. That's been my experience. So we're gonna add another, I'm gonna say it's 5 minutes. I'm pretty sure that's the case. Let me check real quick. All right, so I checked the acclimation chart there that they gave me, and they're saying, yeah, every 4 minutes, add another half a cup of water. It's been about that now since I last spoke, since that cut. So we're gonna add another half a cup. So the bag is like 3/4 of the way full right now. So we're gonna wait another 4 minutes or so, and then we're going to empty that into our bucket here, put these guys back in, and we'll start on another bag. And I'll let you know as I'm releasing them into the tank what they are. Yeah, we got fish right there. And you're on the camera. You know that, don't you? Can you say hi? Can you wave? Can you say hi? Papa? Can you say hi? Papa? Say hi. Look at these. We'll show them some of the fish while we're waiting here. And why don't we tell them what this one is, Harmon? This is a panda Cory catfish. Their scientific name is Corydoras panda. So they got like a panda print on them. I don't know if you'll be able to see them very well in the bag. You kind of can. But we'll see them, get a better glimpse of them when they're in the tank, especially when there's no centerpiece in there. So that is one of the Cory cat. Did you get a good look at them, buddy? Look at those. Yeah, don't grab them. Yeah, they're Cory cats. Panda ones. He loves the tank, but I have to keep the a power strip bolted to the wall, or screwed into the wall rather, because he will turn it off. He comes up and turns the power strip off so he can turn the light off. But he does love the tank. He does looking at the tank. All right, it's about time for us to pour out that water and start filling it up again. Want to do that? Yeah. Okay, so this is our bucket. He's right here. We're gonna take this bag that we've been putting our water in. I'm gonna try carefully not to spill it into the tank. And we're gonna dump about half the bag out into this bucket. For some reason it's got a blue tint to it. That might be some kind of a tactic to make them last longer. All right. So that's about half the water in there. So we're gonna take and add another half a cup to that, and we're gonna have to wait another 4 minutes. All right, so I think we're at the close enough mark is what we'll call it. They've been acclimating for quite a while. I've been doing the 4-minute thing, and I think we're gonna try to take them out of the tank. Hopefully you can hear me well, I'm kind of back too. The bag is pretty much 3/4 of the way full. I might have dumped too much water out when I did it last. So we're gonna try to strain these right into the net. And I think that's the best way to net them. There goes one. There goes two. I think I only had two. Yes, quantity 2. So they're in here, and I'll show you guys what they look like in the tank. All right, so these are our first fish in the tank. These are opaline gouramis. That is the name on the bag, and I will show you. That's one of our dogs right there that just walked by. Opaline gouramis. So they're kind of a cool color. They were almost a blue with a black stripe on them. Of course, for those not familiar with the gourami, they have 2 feelers on the front of them that you can reach out and feel things with. That's what that one's doing there with a filter. So without further ado, now that I showed you those ones, we're gonna get to the next fish, and we're gonna do all the acclimation, and I'll just show you guys what they look like adding them to the tank, because you've already seen the process, so we don't have to go through it with all of them. All right, so this last fish that we added is none other than these little albino Cory cats in here. They are awesome bottom feeders, awesome hardy fish, excellent additions to the tank. You can see one just zoomed right by right there. You're excited, huh? So the fish that we just added to the tank, we got them all acclimated, is actually this peacock gudgeon. It's Gudgeon. And I don't know a lot about these guys, to be fair, other than I researched and they said they would be fine, you know, in a tank setup like this. They're real communal fish, so I don't have any worries as far as him getting along with the other ones. I'm a little bit concerned that a couple of the other fish that I have are a little bit bigger than the rest of these guys, but I'm hoping it's not going to be too much of a problem. So I'll have to see how they go. I do have other tanks. If I need to separate them, I can. I just hope I don't have to. But we have released our next fish into there, drained all the water, put them in there. And, you know, actually looking at these, they're kind of hard to tell which ones are which. They're definitely all in there. So I think I see them. So these opaline ones, this one looks like a black line going down them, where the other ones in the back don't. They have like a single black dot. These ones are blue gouramis. All right, so we got that temporary centerpiece in there. I'm not happy with it. I don't think it looks bad, don't get me wrong. This piece we might leave in here because there's not a lot of plants that you're allowed to have in Maine. So I'm not going to be able to put a lot of real plants in, so I might leave that in there. That you could kind of pass off as being semi-natural, I should say. Not real, but natural looking. And I think right now it'll give a good place for some of these guys to hide. As you can see, that gudgeon is like right underneath of there. That's what I wanted him to be able to do, is to be able to hide. I don't see these guys going after him, so I think he's probably fine, but I don't like them not having a place to get undercover if they try to go after him. So fish are smart. I mean, they'll work out their own ecosystem. They'll deal with predators and stuff in the real world, so they can do the same thing in a tank as long as you're not sticking too many aggressive things and not giving them a place to hide. So I really didn't want to stick with just the sand on the bottom. All right, so the panda cories are now in the tank. Right, so we just released our next fish here. We have one more to put in there. Look at these guys. These are dwarf powder blue gouramis. And that's funny because they say dwarf, because they are much bigger than the other ones. Look at these ones, this guy up here compared to the size of this one. Much bigger. Just released our final fish, and there he is right there. I didn't even think that this fish specifically existed in fresh water, but it is a Stiphoden blue neon goby. It is not a saltwater fish. It is a freshwater fish. I did not know they even existed for freshwater, but it is a beautiful fish, and they are perfect for this kind of tank because their little front fins there actually go along the sand and sift the sand, getting some of the particle up for you. It is absolutely an awesome looking fish. So there we have it. The tank is completely stocked with all the fish that I have so far. I got a large centerpiece and two mediums. One of the mediums is for a future project, but the other one is for this tank too, so I'm hoping I can fit them both. Plus, I didn't know how big the large one would be. Kind of give a rough estimate of the size, so definitely looking forward to it. Yeah, this is the finished product. Look at that. The albino cory cat going across the bottom. There's our panda cories. There's 3 of the panda cories. There's 2 albinos. There's the goby right there. Not to be confused with the gudgeon, because he's right there coming in. We got the powder blue gouramis. We got the opaline one right there with the streak of black. And you can see the single dot right there. That is their blue gourami. I think it's turning into a real beautiful tank, and I think once we have that centerpiece in there, it'll just bring everything all together. You'll have Cory cats going up and down the centerpiece log. I think it'll just look awesome. So far this is day number 2. Everybody is doing fine in the tank. Everybody survived the first night. My hair's a mess right now because we just woke up. But I'm gonna do another test real quick just to check it out. I added the Night Out 2 last night after all the fish were added, just to stop the tank from cycling. So yeah, we're gonna do a test and see how everything goes. Looks great. So, the tank after the first night is doing great. The test's fine. They're really lively in there this morning. No losses. It is March 17th. I told you I'd do an update on the fish tank. Fish tank's still there. And so, fill you guys in on anything that's changed. This is an update. This box should be my stuff that's supposed to go with it. That never came when it was supposed to. But, update on the fish tank alone. I had a Panda Cory that died. Only one. Everybody else is doing perfectly fine. Goby. The Goby's doing fine. The Gudgeon's doing fine. Everybody else seems to be doing great. Yeah, I think it was just a freak incident with that one Panda Cory. So this is the stuff I was supposed to get with my order. Now there's supposed to be a couple of medium pieces in here, and there is. Now this is Malaysian driftwood, like I said. So this is like a medium-sized piece that's going to go in the tank. And then there is a large piece here. That's another piece of Malaysian driftwood. Natural sand blaster wood, ideal for aquascaping, safe for freshwater aquarium, unique sizes and shape. So, there's another piece. So obviously these are going to have to be rinsed off before they're put into our tank. And then I have another piece in here that I believe this one might be the larger piece. Oh yeah, this is definitely the larger piece. There's a paper clip in the top, or a staple rather. I have to remove that, but yeah, this must be the larger piece. It's definitely bigger than the rest of those. So, we're gonna put this piece in the tank, and we're gonna try to be creative on how we put them in there. But I think I'm only gonna put 2 of these pieces in here because I have another surprise coming that I wanna use the other piece for. So that's an update, and I will obviously show you guys what these look like in the tank once I get them in. So the Malaysian driftwood is now in the tank. I'm so happy that I got this. And we're leaving that plant in there just to add a little bit more color because, yes, in my state, in Maine, they do not allow very many live plants. Oh, and we're getting a sneak peek at the gudgeon right there. You can see his little head popping out. That guy I thought was dead, and I shook the plant just a little bit with the net on top, and he popped out. So I think I like this design. Yes, we put all 3 pieces in. We might take one of these pieces out at some point, but I do like how much is in there, and obviously it's still bubbling. There's still air coming out of it, but they all sunk pretty well. This one, as you can see, has a good little cave underneath of it, which I think the catfish will appreciate. And these guys over here, I think tomorrow I got to get them some kind of like algae wafer or something like that that will sink to the bottom that some of these bottom feeders will like. Hopefully that one is not dead right now as we speak. They all came together, and so far the Panda Corys are not doing too well. As far as the black and white ones, although he looks like he's still breathing, so I'm looking at him up close. So far everything is doing good. The Goby, I did see him somewhere, and I think he's already trying to find a hiding spot in amongst these logs. He had himself, oh, there he is, he's in behind. You can kind of see him right there.